Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Armour's Reviews. And today's will be a little bit different. Today's going to be a little bit different. I'll say that better. Today's going to be different because we're not reviewing a snack food or reviewing a beer. Stepping away, doing something a little bit different because somewhere in my journey of health, I've taken a sidestep. I've cut back on my beer, and I'm only allowing myself maybe one or two glasses a day. And of wine, I should say. I found a really good wine, a very cheap wine too. I'll be reviewing that soon, but yeah. So I've taken a different step, and I'm still going to be reviewing beers. In fact, I just bought a new beer journal and also a new beer book to help me kind of be more of a beer snob. Since I'm not going to be drinking more often, I will be drinking higher class beers. I guess I should say. I apologize ahead of time. Got a little bit of brain fog today. Wasn't really feeling good yesterday. I haven't put out a video in a while because just so many different things going on. As you can see, did a little bit of renovating in the studio here. Made some room. Got my new computer set up. I got the sublimation printer all set up in the office, and the laser is on its way. So I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to do a review of that for you. So yeah, a lot of things are going on. But today's video, I did want to talk about what I've been doing recently. During the Christmas break, actually a little bit before that, a couple weeks before Christmas, I just wasn't feeling good. Never felt good. I did keto for months at a time. I felt better than I did, but I always felt this brain fog. I always felt tired. I just felt like I didn't have energy. I would eat, feel better, and then a couple hours later just feel beat. And then I noticed too, every day around the same time, I would always have this feeling of anxiety, feeling of just tiredness, exhaustion, really. And it really did concern me. And so a little bit before Christmas, I started looking into it. And I remember this one Joe Rogan episode with James Nescar talking about breathing. I know I'm breathing through my mouth right now. It's because I'm talking. It's really hard to and breathe and talk that way. But yeah, so I remember this episode, and I started just delving in deeper. Got on this. I found Dr. Gundry online. Kind of went along his lines. I would say I did maybe between, depends because it was the holidays. I mean, some weeks I did 40% Dr. Gundry, and other weeks I did 70. 70 is good. It's just really hard to do his diet. Super hard to do his diet. It's not for the faint of heart because you can't eat so many different vegetables. I mean, vegetables that you would think you could eat, but you can't really because they're not good for you because they have a lot of lectins. And so that was a challenge. And so I wanted to talk to you about another book I found from the last time I made a video. And it's actually called Eat to Beat Disease. I really like this book. It was very easy to read. It was just excellent. It's by Dr. William W. Li, MD. I found him on the Dr. Gundry podcast, and I ordered their books at the same time. I read the Longevity Paradox by Dr. Gundry, and then I read this one. I felt that it was a perfect lead-in to the book. I don't have the physical copy of the Longevity Paradox because I bought it from my iPad, and it was my nightly reader. I loved it, and I bought this one in a couple of days from the big evil Amazon, and I had it. So I really like this book. It really, I guess for me, I'm a hypochondriac. I'm going to admit it. I feel a pain in my chest. I think I'm having a heart attack. 99.99999% sure it's GERD. I suffer from GERD. And it goes over some of the ways to beat it in this book. And I really enjoyed it because it was very simple to read. And most of the times when you buy these diet or nutritional books, it's really hard to understand what they're saying because they're talking about mitochondria or anything like that. And if you're not very advanced or even into biology or chemistry, it's kind of hard to understand. But I really like that they broke it down and they kind of explained the science of eating healthy. And so if you're this diet, the Eat to Beat Disease guide, I wouldn't say he gives you a diet, but he gives you a guide, is less um um what's the word? It's not as strict as the Dr. Gundry diet, because he does say to eat some things that Dr. Gundry doesn't says that are bad. But I think in moderation they're fine. One of the highlights was beer, of course. You know, as a beer drinker, I like to hear that beer's healthy for me. It has to do with your gut biome. I'm no scientist, and I want to say that now. I'm not a scientist, not a nutritionist. I'm not certified in any of this. I'm just a fat guy that got diabetes and wants to get healthy, and I'm sharing what I experience with you because I've had some bad interactions with medicines, and they're not for everybody. And for people like me who have had bad interactions with medicines, you kind of feel helpless because everyone's just like, oh, I just take this medicine, I felt better. And people like me go into the hospital because of that medicine. So yeah, I want to help people, and I want them to understand that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You know, it's not hard. And one of the things I like about these books is that it kind of helps you understand why you should eat healthy. What I felt that this book really educated me on was the flexibility of the arteries. I really like that. Ever since I've read this Eat to Beat Disease book, I eat 2 handfuls at least of pistachios a week, only because I don't like walnuts and almonds. They make my throat itch. I know a slight allergy to that. And it just makes my stomach uncomfortable if I eat too many almonds. Or pistachios, I eat 2 handfuls, I'm good. And so I just make sure I chew really well just in case. It's diverticulitis, like I said, hypochondriac. But I think it helps guide you to eat better. And what I really like about it is they don't overcomplicate it. They don't give you so many scenarios and technical terms. They do go into the science of it, so there are some Latin and scientific terms that you get familiar with because they don't just jam it down your throat like a textbook. So I really suggest, if you're looking to get into better health, this should be in your library. This book by Dr. Lee should be in your library because it's helped me. It's really something that I think everybody should read because it's your life. I do feel better. I will say, after reading this book, The Longevity Paradox, I've also read Breathe by James Nescar. I'm working on the Wim Hof book, and I'm working on the Obesity Code and also the Diabetic Code. Those books, and I'm really just trying to hone in on what's going to do better for me. And I also, if you're one of those people that thinks, that it's kind of, kindred spirit or weird stuff or, supernatural things, I'm going to say it's not. We've just lost touch with what we are, who we are. I'm a person of faith. Does that mean that I am putting my religious beliefs aside to go and breathe? No. I think that there's a lot of things inside the Bible alone that talk about breathing, and God put breath into Adam's lungs, and that's the thing that we have to do as Christians is, kind of accept that we've strayed away from the natural life. It's true, but don't be ashamed, if you're a 50-year-old tow truck driver from Kansas and you come across this book and you think it's a bunch of witch work or anything like that, just give it a shot. Try it. It doesn't hurt to try it. If you fail at it and it doesn't work for you, then move on to the next thing. But if it works for you, carry that on and build something else. Like, get better at this, and then you get better at this. The next thing you know, you're 10 steps above where you were at, feeling better. When I notice whenever I eat carbs, if I eat more than like 20 or 30 carbs at a meal, I notice my heart works harder. I notice that I don't feel good. I notice that I feel sluggish. And they explain that in these books, and they explain how your blood goes to your organs to digest your food, and that's why you feel like crap. Well, knowing this, my My lightheadedness has gone down. My brain fog. I kicked diet sodas after reading this book, so just let you know. And I'll have one every once in a while, like when I really feel like having one. But I don't drink. I used to drink 2 Dr. Peppers a day, and the caffeine and the aspartame kicked my butt. I didn't even realize it. My body craved it, but it was hurting me. I didn't know that, and that's something you learn from reading and this knowledge. And yeah, so also I noticed that my IBS, my irritable bowel syndrome, is very non-existent after eating through Dr. Gundry and tying in some of these other books. And I don't really miss out on anything. I don't really miss out on too much. I eat a lot of broccoli. I eat a lot of salads, more than I used to. A lot to me is at least once a day, when before I would have a salad a whole week. The only time I eat a salad if it came with the meal. I cut back on my red meat. I was if you go to my Instagram page, you see barbecue and all kinds of stuff. I was eating red meat every day, every meal. I've been eating a lot of chicken. I would admit I haven't cut the protein out, but I am eating more chicken, more fish, more shrimp, things like that, because those, like I said in the book, they explain how those are more beneficial for you than red meat. Also, I will admit that I have been spending more on groceries. I spend quite a bit on groceries because I buy free range chicken. I know it's bad, but I can't eat wild salmon. It tastes so bad to me. It tastes horrible to me. No matter how you prepare it, I hate it. I look at it. I can't eat it. It just tastes horrible to me. I'll eat farm raised salmon, but I always get the Nordic farm raised salmon. I really like that. Sam's Club sells it. It's really good. The Nordic aren't as bad as some of the other areas that they get salmon from. Yell at me all you want. I don't care. I did my own research, and I found out they don't give them all the crazy stuff that some of these other places do, like in Peru. And I eat a lot of organic vegetables. I think Sam's Club really surprised me with their organic selection. Also, I go to Vaughn's and get organic there, only because at Sprouts and everything like that, yeah, they got, here in where I live, they don't have a Whole Foods, so we get what we can. Sprouts, I go very sparingly just because there's only like 2 registers, and there's always like 30 people. And right now with COVID-19 going on, they're only allowing so many people in. So there's a line out the door, and I don't want to mess with that. So, yeah, it's really, I hope I can stay on this. Let's just be honest. I mean, I'm not going to say this changed my life. I'm going to stick to this forever because it's made me feel better. It's made me more knowledgeable about my own health and how to fix what I'm not feeling, maybe an adjustment. I am taking different vitamins now. I drink a drink by Liquid IV. I do their immune support drink every day. It has vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin B, and all the electrolytes. I don't like Gatorade. It makes me crave sugar. So when I drink a Gatorade, I want sugar. There is natural sugar in the Liquid IVs, and it does not. I'm at a point at my diabetes control that I can drink one of those and it does not spike my blood sugar. In fact, the other day I had a low blood sugar episode with no medicine, no nothing, just concentrating on, reducing my glucose. And I had one of those Liquid IVs. It's just consistently gauging where you're at. And so, like I said, it's all about being knowledgeable in what you're doing, having faith, getting through it, having a good support system. It's been tough. My wife's very supportive with my diet. I don't push it on her. If she wants to eat what I make, then that's great. If she wants something else, feel free, make it, and I don't ask her to go without because I'm on a diet. And that's what's important, is you got to wait for that person to want to be on the same diet as you, because if you push them, then it just gets annoying. It's just like everything's in your face, I don't like that. But I don't mean to ramble, guys. I'm just really excited for these next chapters I got going on. We got a lot of cool things coming, and I just hope that you guys enjoy the channel. And I love getting comments from you guys. If you guys haven't subscribed, subscribe. And if you don't like me, let me know. Tell me what I suck at, because I'm new to this. I've built channels for other people, but I've never built my own channel. So when you're behind the camera, it's easy to see every mess up that you do, that the talent does. But when you are the talent, you kind of get into this different feeling in front of the camera. Like all the words escape you and you don't know what to say or what to do. What do I do with my hands? So anyways, thank you guys for watching this episode, and stay tuned. We got some more coming.